What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Washington Wizards versus Minnesota Timberwolves NBA matchup going down Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games that I love, including my daily $19 best bet, make sure that you head on over to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. But let's get to this one between the Washington Wizards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Washington coming into this one 7-35 on the year, 20-20-2 against the number this season. After ending up with a 113-104 loss at the hands of the Denver Nuggets in their last matchup for their fourth straight loss. Meanwhile, Minnesota coming in off of a shock 128-125 loss to the Charlotte Hornets, failing to cover and losing outright as 14-point favorites at home. And I never thought I'd say it about the Minnesota Timberwolves, but taking back-to-back home losses. And like I said, I also would never thought that it was the Charlotte Hornets that would have dealt one of those losses to them. But again, it is what it is. And now Minnesota's got to pick up the pieces on basically on a short amount of rest, and head to Washington and take on a Wizards team that has been disappointed this year. There's no sugarcoating that. 7-35, not where this team thought they would be for sure. But Washington's at least been able to put up some points. The defense has always been a concern for the Wizards, which we'll have to talk about Minnesota in a second, where defense necessarily hasn't been too much of an issue. But Washington, a lot of times, have been able to give up some points. But the thing for me, though, is that you're seeing a lot of inflated numbers with Washington. Don't get me wrong. I've laid big numbers with Washington. I laid them again with the New York Knicks against the Washington Wizards and cashed often, because while some of these numbers are inflated, some of them are inflated for good reason. But that being said, Washington's doing a better job at covering a lot of these big numbers as of late. They've covered their last 3 games as double-digit underdogs. Only lost by 9 against Denver at home. They beat Atlanta outright by 28 points on the road as 8-point dogs. And then when Oklahoma City came to town back on January 8th, Washington only lost that game by 8 points when they were getting 11. Minnesota, like I said, they got beat by the Charlotte Hornets despite 62 points from Karl Anthony Towns in that game. And there are certain teams that I'm willing to lay big numbers with Minnesota, and I won't lie to you, I laid it with Charlotte personally, but against Charlotte personally. But you look at Minnesota, they lost outright to Charlotte. They got the win against Memphis, but it was a game where Memphis actually led by 5 early in the fourth quarter in that game before Minnesota took over and won the game late. And before that, a 7-point win on the road at Detroit in a game where Minnesota was laying 12.5 points. And again, another bad team in the NBA in the Detroit Pistons. And the Minnesota Timberwolves couldn't take advantage. They cut it very, very close in that game. I think they could cut it close in this one as well. I think Washington rises up for this one. I think this is going to be a big number. And I think Washington, I'm not saying they're a live dog here, but I think they could definitely sneak in the back door and keep this one reasonable like they have as of late. So give me the Washington Wizards in this one. That's going to be my free pick. But just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. While you're at Pickdawgz, check out our betting tools. They're 100% free. They're the best betting tools in the business, and tools that you want to make sure that you have in your back pocket when you're making your best bets for the day's action. And while you're at our YouTube channel, make sure you have notifications turned on so you can be the first to be in the know when the newest content drops here at Pickdawgz. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.